Hey everybody, clearing. All right, so today we're going to do an energetic connection spread for the counterparts and see what comes out. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for the twin collective? Where are the divine feminines on the left, divine masculines on the right, and the connection space at this time, and what is coming up in the near future for the dynamics? Okay, divine feminines, connection space, divine masculines, and future. All right, so for the connection space, let's start there. Temple of Amethystia, tranquility, patience, disillusion. So there are major changes happening in each counterpart's lives. Things are falling away. The new is starting to be eclipsed, or the old is being eclipsed by the new, I just heard. So we're finding a growing peace. We're coming into patience. We're seeing how there's just a little bit more left to transpire with certain things, certain changes, new things coming in. I'm hearing for many there are going to be a few months now where you should already be seeing the old contracts being released and the new potential things being presented. So new opportunities with work, ideas starting to emerge over the next little while. New opportunities, housing situations, all different kinds of things are coming up right now as potential options, but the old is still falling away. Everybody should be growing in peace and mastery. What can we see for the divine feminines? Changes. 55 card. I just saw 212, 212. Chamber of Initiation, spiritual gifts, mystery, enchantment, and secrets. So a large growth spurt happening for divine feminines right now, having to really rely on intuitive guidance, connection to source, spiritual gifts. That is a beautiful message. I had it come through right before a reading the other day, and I don't think it came through verbally in the reading itself, but I very much got that for divine feminines, the number one way that you can increase your spiritual giftings is simply to look for the highest, most loving interpretation of anything that you are witnessing. That will every time be the most spiritually aligned, most advanced interpretation. If it truly resonates with love, unconditional love, that is going to be every time the most psychic, the most advanced, the most abundant and genius level. So use that as your marker. As you evolve in your consciousness, what you can see will also evolve in kind. That's why anything like tarot is different reader to reader, because the ability for a reader to attune to the higher frequencies has everything to do with that reader being energetically aligned to the different frequencies they tune into. Every reader is accurately tuning into a layer of potentials. And so if you resonate with my readings, you're on that same level of attunement and the ability to attune with my readings. And likewise, other readers speak to other viewers, and it's all resonance. So you can begin to see that your life, your ability to attune your spiritual giftings has to do with where you're at and the version of reality that you resonate with, that you see as possible. For the masculines, we're getting flower of feeling, compassion, emotional awakening, and forgiveness. There is a great deal of empathy growing. This is a deep feminine union within, I'm hearing. For the divine masculines, the emotions are coming alive with safety and a new sense of excitement. I'm getting that divine masculines are becoming emotionally available. It's not so scary after all. Forgiveness. So there's a great deal of forgiveness that's happened that's allowed the divine masculines to also attune to the higher frequencies. Compassion is one of the most high frequency energies we can attune to. And so divine masculines have definitely been doing the work, because they're starting to see things in compassionate terms, and that's creating safety, but also autonomy, true emotional autonomy and spiritual sovereignty. So everybody is choosing their level of resonance right now. That's what's causing this falling away of the things that are no longer in alignment with what the twins are attuning to. And I'm seeing this very mirrored attunement between the twins. Going into the future, we have guanine and cystocene, commitment, connection, flexibility, and resolution. Some of the uncertainties about these connections are coming to a resolution. I'm hearing primarily where these connections were not honored as authentic and true, they are going to be seen for what they really are. And that is going to resolve. There's a 3 here, and I heard whatever contrasting third energy has been acting as a catalyst or a sharpening stone, food for thought, that is going to give way to this connection as the primary or the more aligned. Okay, so let's see for the masculines how these energies of emotional awakening are playing out in the connection from their side of the energy. How are they witnessing this playing out in the connection? Ooh, deal breaker, blockage energy is clearing. So they're finding this middle path through whatever they thought was at odds before. We do have an eclipse energy. Oh, 2 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This is the harmonization of the masculine and feminine, the solar and the lunar energy, and it's this meeting in the middle. So I'm actually seeing, I know I saw a lot of spirituality versus religion comments recently, but among other things, the masculine and feminine also harmonize on that cosmic level. So there is a meeting in the middle with seemingly despairing differences. And so I'm seeing that here. It's like the divine masculines through compassion are seeing how the two shall become one, and how the different karmas affecting each of the connections are balancing out and finding that path through the middle. What can we see for the feminines in how spiritual gifts, mystery, secrets coming to light are supporting? So they're seeing the foundation. Divine feminines are seeing the foundation, the platform that has been created here, how this connection has contributed to their foundation in spiritual giftings being evident in the 3D, how these connections have supported divine feminines to be spiritually realized beings in broad daylight and to come out of playing small as energetic beings. This is a really beautiful foundation. These elastic bands, this is a nice engine model. I'll often think of the electromagnetic connection of the twins like this, like that. Blast off. So the divine feminines are understanding the push-pull, the tension, the resistance, the catalyzation of their own giftings in light of this tensegrity that the twins share, and learning to work with it to generate blessing and abundance and innovation into the world. How beautiful. Okay, so what can we see about the tranquility, patience, disillusion in the shared space? psychic intuitive, the psychic Mother of Cups, unconditional love. So this connection is serving as a baseline for each counterpart to calibrate and to decide going forward very real things about their life and existence and the nature of reality. Okay, what can we see for advice for the divine masculines going forward? Worry. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Okay, so focusing on solutions against all odds, divine masculines have realized that focusing on the worry, what could go wrong, is not beneficial. Indecision is looking at us as well. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. That's the Mother of Cups card. But worry, divine masculines are now shifting gears away from focusing on the worry to what is the solution potentially. And what can we see for the divine feminines? Advice. Get courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Yeah, divine feminines, you've got this. You've got this. You've got this foundation now of spiritual intuition and giftings where courage is so beautiful, because when we do attune our spiritual sight to the highest interpretation, the most love-filled, the most high-frequency interpretation, it's like wind in our sails. It's like the courage is mustered for us. We see a noble cause we can go towards, and that's what we can really truly get behind. So anything is possible. Divine feminines, keep courageously knowing that you have the confidence because you've got this spiritual understanding and backing. Okay, let's look at what we can for the divine connections. I've been told we are going to do this through a divine lens, that it won't be the masculine or feminine version, but it will be what the divine perspective wants us to see at this time. What is the energetically balanced, high frequency, love-filled interpretation for these connections at this time? I'm laughing because I'm sitting on my bouncy ball and my heel squished it and it sounded like a fart. Oh, in case anyone heard that. Yes, welcome to my late afternoon reading, everyone. You're welcome. Okay, what can we see for the connections? I'm so sorry if I offended anyone. I know there's someone out there, but no offense. What can we see for the connections? What are we meant to be looking at on the conscious mind, on the heart space, for the manifestation potentials here at this time? What actions are we meant to look at? What is the biggest challenge for the twins? What is the spirit-guided solution for that challenge? Where are the connections going in the near future? And actually, I've got a third deck here, so I'm being told this is what your counterpart is observing about the energy that we're seeing. So the one that's not watching this reading. So let's see, what are we being asked to look at on the conscious mind? The humble strength that it takes to be emotionally available. This is such an act of gratitude, just an opening, safe space to allow this to happen, but there is progress here. This is the King of Cups and the Strength card, humility. We are getting there where these conversations and opinions and truths can be aired and shared without judgment, to be celebrated, to be talked about. Sometimes when we share vulnerable truths or things that we're uncertain about, we fear that we're going to be ridiculed or that our side of it won't be seen. And so it can be clumsy, it can be a bit awkward, but it's happening. It looks like we're starting to really see where people are at. That does not mean it's their core truth, but it is valid to express from where we're at so that we can get there from here. Open communication. This is bringing up autonomy and sovereignty and conversations about emotional needs being met and hopes and dreams for the future and mission and purpose and all kinds of good stuff when we're honest and open. Home. So safe space. I'm just getting that your counterpart is feeling like there's no place like home. There's this home connection within the core of these connections where it is a safe space to just find that solace, that the triumphs can be shared without judgment. It's not about trying to hash out and learn and hold accountable the other. It's about coming to our truths and then being able to express those safely. It's a little bit different than karmic situations where there's a lot of mayhem and uncertainty and hashing it out together. Twin flame connections are masterful. We come to our own knowings and then we share those and celebrate together with those things. What can we see in the heart space for the connections? King of Wands and Divine Timing. So King of Wands is in the reverse. This is the masculine embodiment, the monogamous king, the sexual passion that is emerging here on the heart space because of divine timing emerging, because of alignment. This is really incredible energy. We've been seeing this over this last year about the sexual pull, and the turn on this connection is above all others that fall short, that pale in comparison to this level of true connection. You cannot replace a connection like this with just anything. So there's a growing understanding on the deepest heartfelt levels that partly the connections haven't been fully engaged sexually or consistently because of divine timing, but that there is so much of this embodiment of energetic truth that's been developing throughout the whole journey that is reaching a critical point of embodiment. And the shadow. So there is a level here of the shadow, the mirror. I've had it come through in personal sessions a lot in the last couple of months that the divine masculines can't look the divine feminines fully in the eye until they can look themselves in the mirror. So there is a bit of this mirror work going on for the divine masculines I'm getting with the King of Wands here. Forgive me, gender resonates how it will for you, but I'm getting that it's a nudge to the masculine side here with mirror work. However, divine feminines take the mirror exercise to heart as well. This is really looking at the shadows of what is the definition of true chemistry, connection, monogamy. What are you looking for? What are the circumstances, the set and setting and big picture here? Really looking at the times when those things haven't been accessible, or they've been in developmental stages, or things have been experimented with over on the side that may not have offered the same sustenance. Taking a good look in the mirror right now, and that allows for this King of Wands to be placed in the upright in divine timing. Certain things need to be seen consciously. So this is a rite of passage right now, and that's to have compassion. This is where the compassion in that first card stems from as well. This is the justification of that compassion. This is the validation of that compassion, to come to sort of these mirrored truths, these shadows on one's own. There is a great deal of compassion of self, which is extended out into the world. If we don't have that compassion, that unconditional love for self, we can't give that into a relationship. So we can't fully be in service in the world without that. We also can't fully know that we can be committed, devoted on the heart to somebody, one other partner either. And I'm not saying monogamy is what everyone should do, but in twin flame dynamics, it's two. It's not more than two. It is ultimately this perfected bond. So yeah, I'm actually quite a supporter of working through energetics, but just don't call that a twin flame connection if there's all that going on, potentially, you know, within relationship. Anyways, here we go. Get into that another time. How about, what are we seeing for the manifestation layer? Queen of Swords and the World. So there are still some misconceptions, and here I'm getting something with the divine feminines because there's a queen here. So the divine masculines are really taking a look in the mirror right now. Divine feminines, you're being asked to put down your assumptions about what it is or isn't for your divine masculine right now. Come into your own balance regardless. Your primary connection is this emotional balance with yourself, and your whole world depends on you coming into the appropriate way of looking at the things in your life and being responsible for your own balance, not making anybody else responsible for your happiness. It's when you have balanced yourself out to that wholeness that you can take or leave other connections, even your twin flame connection. So the twin flame connection is the highest test of this. It is the most precise exploration of self and other, and so it is the one that is the testament of mastery, because it is the most strenuous, difficult to balance out in respect of, because it's our tendency to focus on the other person. This is a mirror that insists that we focus on ourselves. What is the action that the twins are being asked to take at this time? Chance and commitment. So it's I'm hearing, take a chance on seeing commitment in different terms than you have before. We did get that card of connection, commitment going forward in the dynamic. So there is a radical shift in what you consider relationship and commitment. It's more than meets the eye. It's this unspoken bond behind the scenes. It's this energetic accountability. It's the stability offered by knowing that other incredible person exists out there, and the growth. This is a beautiful internal growth, that we are in relationship with everyone that we associate or use as a muse. Those are relationships. We are in relationship with everything in our environment, everything in our reality at all times. And so you're not in a relationship with your divine counterpart, or who you think is your divine counterpart. It's all, if you're staying with the process with anyone, family members or friends or divine counterpart or soulmates or karmic partners, you're in relationship whether you're calling that or not. So take a chance to see your twin connection, or what you think is your twin connection, through this lens of relationship, and see the growth that you have had in response to that. You will see that it's gone through many of the predictable traditional stages of relationship over the time that you've been energetically involved and that it has created so many of the deepening emotions. That's how you know you have a soul connection, is that you've been going through these stages of relationship development in the energetic realms. So yeah, there's been a lot of growth that is acting as a base for 3D relationship, a new type of criteria for relationships in the physical. What can we see as the biggest challenge? 7 of Swords and 10 of Pentacles. Using this secret knowledge, this hidden knowledge, this hidden connection in long-term ways, seeing the personal view of reality in ways that support an unconventional becoming, this legacy that is being inspired by this very unusual way of looking at reality. It's creating a new type of success, a new type of abundance, a new type of interpretation of reality. And the disillusionment is falling away. The 3D, look at that material face is cracking and falling away. This is how the illusion of the 3D is falling away. And your divine counterpart is also experiencing this disillusionment and things falling away that used to hold merit, that no longer are the gospel. The energetic truths are becoming the new valid experience. What can we see for the solution to this challenge? Oh, is that the solution? Let's see. Emotions, conscious mind. Yeah, solution to the challenge is communication. Queen of Wands in the reverse. So it does look like the King and Queen of Wands are going to be, we're both in the reverse in this reading. So counterparts are being asked to observe the progress, the developmental stages, the growth of the other, but to very much focus on where each are at in our own right, instead of looking too much to the other, looking at our own, being curious about our own status right now, supporting ourselves in the way that we want to support our counterpart. So that's a really interesting one. It sounds easy to turn the love and efforts and focus from who we believe our counterpart is to ourselves, and to offer ourselves exactly the things that we're thinking that our counterpart needs, or the mirrored things. So there's a curiosity, a growing curiosity, that we're being asked to continue to move that focus. So the challenge is our own unique perspective, and then the advice is being curious as to how we can make our own unique perspective benefit our own progress, our own growth in a state of flow. How we can bring that into real time to live in that, how it can become supportive, how we can integrate it. What can we see for the direction of the connection? The Moon and the Seven of Cups. So there's a lot of subconscious stuff that's going to be coming, it's going to be dumping into the physical. It's like the subconscious is going to be purged into the physical. It's going to be harder and harder to miss things hidden in plain sight. So we're getting a hold on it, I just heard. This is the card, the divine counterpart is also learning this balancing act to see the things in the material realm through the lens of a deeper observation, a deeper meaning, a deeper context. Things are more significant, they're more sacred, and yet everything is becoming more sacred. So it's not a competition, it's a becoming. It's more of an energetic revelation. Things are more important. We are more important. We are more significant. We are more impactful. And so this is within our grasp now, that we're seeing that life is to be revered. We are meant to appreciate. We're meant to be in that state of appreciation. So this is the great reveal, that it has been more sacred all along, and that we're coming into it. Our psychic giftings and our compassion are up-leveling so that we can live more in that sacred layer of reality. All right, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.